What's up, everyone? Thank you so much for joining Loud and Proud Orlando. It's Thursday, August the 29th, 7:32 p.m. Unfortunately, John is not with us today. He's really tied up with work, so totally understand, man. Been there, done that, so totally understandable. It's just me and Paola tonight. So thank you all for joining, and we have a lot to discuss today. A lot to discuss. This is a do or die game for the Lions. I guess the loss against KC was not expected because of the position on the table for Sporting KC compared to our form before going into this break. And so we got clobbered. We got knocked down 1-2 punch by KC, and those are 3 points that we should have definitely collected. Now, what's done, it's done. We're not going to just cry over the spoiled milk. We have to get up, shake it off like Taylor Swift, and you got to move on. And in front of us, we have a tough opponent, it's right now down. It's a little down, it's not the same Nashville that we're accustomed to. But we should not be taking them for a ride. It's not going to be playtime for us. It's going to be tough. And based on the standings, we are right now 7th in the East. Orlando City 7th in the East with 34 points. And we're really 1 point away from Toronto. And Toronto's right on our coattails. So I feel like this is a must-win game. We're going to discuss today, and we're going to dive into, our opinions about Nashville. What are some of the things Orlando needs to do to be better and win this game? And then at the end, we'll do the lineup, and then we'll all discuss, how will Paola lined up, how will Luis lined up. So stick around, drop us a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel. Paola, how are you?
I'm doing good. I could have been better, but I'm doing good. Hopefully, we get a W in Interco Stadium on Saturday after a while off, right? Because we haven't been into the stadium for a few weeks, almost a month. So hopefully we can get that W and the 3 points that are super important for us to be able to be stable for the upcoming playoff in October. So I'm good. Happy to be here.
Yeah, well, I'm delighted for you to be here. I mean, it seems that the team is, it has already shaken off the defeat against Kansas City, and it seems like they're moving on. We're going to play some footage from today's practice. It's all on our TikTok, it's on our Twitter, it's on our Instagram. So make sure you check it out. It has also captions that we added on there. So, you see, them playing, was it called foot tennis or something like that? Or foot pong or ball pong? I know how you call it. How do you call that?
I think it's
that tells you that I don't play it.
Yeah, and I have never play it, but I know foot tennis. Let me see.
Now I want you guys see, if you're listening, we're watching the training footage and we're seeing, the guys kind of goofing around, and then, the team is playing against kids from the academy. And we see Duncan score a major goal right here off practice with his left foot. Hit it with the left, a really beautiful curler. And Duncan looks ready to rock and roll. We see Kaczewski as well. We see Kyle Smith, Muriel as well. Now Muriel, it looks like the assist man to Nico Lodero for another goal in practice. And I don't know. I mean, what are your thoughts regarding some of these players, Paola? I know that you probably saw the game against KC. Has that disappointed you? What are your expectations coming up to this game?
I mean, of course, a L in the road, of course, is gonna disappoint me. My expectations for this game is a must win. There's no excuse. I think they went to KC, with a little bit of like it's fine to be confident, but not too confident, right? And I think they thought that they had 3 points in the bag and they didn't. So I need them to be refocused, that they're refocused on training. And I know that you said that later we're gonna hear some players in the video from the press conference, but I know that Angulo said that they already passed that page, but at the same time, it's a crucial game on Saturday. They need to win those 3 points. And I know that Nashville hasn't been the team that we have played years prior, but for me, my opinion, Nashville is always a pain in the back, right? I don't know if they get motivated when they come to Orlando and they want to crush us. I think they have that bad blood from the US Open Cup that we won over penalties still in their in their back in their mind, and they're always coming here and provoke us a headache. So I wouldn't be so confident on Saturday. I just need them to be focused and show them that we're a better team. That I didn't see that against Sporting KC.
Yeah, for sure. I do want to say one of the toughest things to watch against the game in KC versus KC was, the constant turning over the ball. I mean, KC wasn't executing heavy duty pressure on our midfield. I felt, but they were just giving away the ball, numerous turnovers, and that's how I ended up scoring some of these goals. So I think that, to me, for starters, needs to stop. I'm glad to see that Duncan is practicing. He's been scoring a lot of goals. He's doing finishing drills, and finishing drills from distance. It's fantastic to see them do that. Um, I feel, and we'll discuss it in the lineup when we do it. But I feel that Duncan's going to have a huge part of this upcoming game. I feel like, no for nothing, he signed a massive deal, a massive contract. Or do you feel, Paula, maybe we should stick around with this guy right here in the picture?
I
And I'm
mean,
pointing out for people listening, Luis Muriel.
it's. I mean, I don't think that's a difficult, great question, right? I I wish I can say that Luis Muriel is gonna shine over the next couple of games, but unfortunately, I think that Luis Muriel he's gonna shine not this season. He's gonna shine next season, unfortunately. And probably the fans that are hearing us, they're gonna say, "Ah, Paola, you're saying all that negative things," but you have to think that Ojeda and Ramiro Enrique had this problem last season. They were not shining until the end of the season, and they're showing their potential now on the second season in the MLS, understanding how the game is played, how the team is playing. And Muriel wants to do a lot of things to prove himself. And I think next season he's gonna be his year. Now, if the question is, are we sticking with Muriel starting in the 11? No, I wouldn't. I wouldn't see him starting. Is either Duncan or Ramiro, and I can see him coming in as a super sub and see if he can make assist or make goals. But right now, I wouldn't. I wouldn't stick with Muriel 100%. I will go with Ramiro or Duncan. And Ramiro had opportunities against KC, and unfortunately he couldn't finish it. But I know that I trust in this instance, I trust more Duncan and Ramiro to go forward with goals with the team.
Yeah, Orlando City returned to Orlando Health Training Ground at Australia Heritage Park on Thursday morning and continue their preparations for its upcoming match against Nashville. I do want to say, game is at 7:30 on the 31st, so this upcoming Saturday. Ivan Angulo and Oscar Pareja spoke about what happened in Kansas City, which we'll put his video right now. But both Muriel and Duncan scored in practice, and Ramiro did not. Now, do you feel Ramiro is on a kind of like a? I mean, he had a lot of chances too. Uh, but do you feel in your heart he should start against Nashville?
That's a great question. And after seeing him not score against Sporting Kansas and having those chances, I think Pareja's gonna give Duncan a chance this upcoming game. I don't know if you agree. I wouldn't touch the lineup how it is, but if it didn't work on the last game against Sporting Kansas, this is a must win, and I know that either or they're gonna score. But I think Duncan needs to prove why he stayed in Orlando, and he needs to score. He hasn't scored in how many games already, and not counting
Yeah.
penalties. So I think he needs to prove something to Orlando, and he has that little feel in his heart that he needs to come into the pitch and score goals for the team.
Yeah, we have a comment here before we listen to the first words of Oscar Pareja. David Albury, thank you so much, David. Hello, everyone. Team needs to be like a goldfish. Let's keep moving forward and come out swinging Saturday. That's right. I mean,
Ted
we're gonna
Lasso
have.
all the way.
That's right. It's gonna be a fourth season, right, of Ted Lasso too. So, um, well, the Iron Lion firm is gonna be there, right? So it should be a pretty packed evening of back-to-back soccer. I do want to say because Saturday you have Orlando City, and then Sunday you have Orlando Pride, which Orlando Pride is looking like the better team in Central Florida right now. So you know, the 12th man needs to come show up. I don't. I mean, I'm nobody to tell people what to do, but it would be cool to see a little tifo. You know what I mean? It'd be cool to see, hey, we're back. We're back. We're back with a bang. Maybe Mick Foley, Cactus Jack, wearing a Orlando City jersey, doing bang bang. Maybe I don't know. Just throwing an idea out there. But you know, I think the club and the boys are gonna need that support against Nashville, which is like Paula said, has always been a pain in our ass. I'm sorry, So another thing I do want to say, and I do agree with you, Paula. Look, Ramiro Enrique tore it up until I think 2 games ago. Obviously because of his hot form, Duncan took a back seat and also was in this whole mist of is he staying, is he going, but he obviously he stayed. He signed his new contract. After he got his new contract, Oscar respected that and still gave Enrique the start. Now, the first one was against Cruz Azul in Leagues Cup, right? And no one scored on that one, so I guess no one scored. And then there was a two week break, and then against Sporting Kansas City, after a 2 week break, there was no goal either. And also he had I felt his finishing was a little rusty, the way I felt in against KC. So I feel because of the situation and because it is a massive competition now, the number 9 position. I agree with you. I think because of the defense that we're going to be facing, the backline that we're going to be facing, I feel like Duncan, to me, at least, I think I think he should be getting the starting lineup at least in this game because of his new contract. Because you're giving the kid something to prove again, and we know that when Duncan gets hot, he gets hot. Like he could definitely, when Duncan gets hot, Paola, everyone starts playing really well. I don't know if you noticed that. So, I felt like, and also it will give Ramiro it's kind of lighting a lighter on Ramiro, right? It's kind of like,
Exactly.
hey,
Yeah.
competition, right? I don't know. What do you think about that?
No, no, 100%. Like, if and we don't know, right? We're speculating here. This is our thoughts, but if Ramiro was like super confident that he was going to be the starting nine going forward, well, guess what, buddy? Now Duncan is back officially, right? Like you said, new contract. He's motivated to prove to the Orlando fans why he should um resign and stay here. So I think it's time to put him in the bench again. And I'm not against Ramiro Enrique. I love the player. I love his attitude. I love his energy. And maybe we can see them both like in Sporting Kansas City at the end when Duncan came in. I thought that Ramiro was gonna come out, and no, I was surprised. I was like, ooh, I like this move because I'm one of the people that want to see Duncan and Ramiro both together because they're fast, they're physical. Duncan is more physical than Ramiro, but both complement each other, and I think they can make goals together. But right now, Duncan needs to step in and make those goals for Orlando City.
No, for sure. It's going to be a must-win game for Orlando City. And look, I'll be honest with you. We had the team had a terrible start of the season. They had a scorching hot June, July. I think July was the hottest. I mean, you're talking about in the first, in the first in July, I think they had like around 6 games and they scored 16 goals. Which is pretty pretty amazing, right? 16 goals in 6 games, right? So we need to do that. August, for example, has been one of the worst months for Orlando City. I guess we only had 1 goal and 33 shots on goal in 3 matches. So that's showing. Obviously, if you look at, if I become, you know, what's it called, Arthur, right? Or I become Franklin, and I go read. Oh, I'm gonna read my stats here. If I go and I just measure it by stats, it's a bad stat. I mean clearly, but there's still this game coming up that they could turn it around, and now they do have the firepower, I believe, and I don't know if you feel the same. And we're gonna listen to Oscar in just a moment, so drop us your thumbs up and leave your comment. I believe that I just feel like we go in this hot and cold moments, right? And I think it's because you can enough put it on the coach. I think the players need to also take some responsibility here. I mean that performance that Ojeda had against KC, and what Angulo did, and what Dagger 2 games playing not really great, because I'm counting Leagues Cup for anybody that didn't go or didn't watch or boycotted Leagues Cup. It's fine, but I watched it. I had to cover it. So even within Leagues Cup, Duncan had a couple of defensive like poops and errors, and we gotta stay consistent. I mean, if the holy grail, if our our goal is to be protagonist in the playoffs, we gotta all be like in July, 6 games, 16 goals, right? Right, Paola?
Absolutely, 100% agreed.
Yeah. So, many factors could get in the way of that. One thing is, I do want to say, you know, this team still has a lot to give, and the players look ready to turn the page. And let's listen to Oscar Pereja. To everybody that's listening, thank you so much for your support. If you're watching, drop us your comment. We are about 50 people live right now. No, about 35 people live, about 30 people on X, and about 4 people on YouTube. So thank you so much. Let's
And how's the team kind of responding heading into this weekend against Nashville?
No, good, good. We recognized that we didn't have our best game in Kansas, and when we went deep and analyzed the game, we have those moments where we could have changed probably the story of the game. But this is football, and if you don't score the goals when you have the chance, and the other team may do it, and then that's what exactly happened in Kansas. Also, trying to get our energy back during the week, and understanding that we have crossed by a good time with good results, a good football, and we want to continue with that momentum. And so we absorb it. We are ready, just ready to play our games here at home.
I was struck by what you said in the press conference where you said that the team felt low energy watching the game.
Mhm.
I kind of felt that way too. It's something that you don't really think of Orlando City.
No, no, it's true.
How can you prevent that from occurring again? Just a sort of a strange performance in that sense.
Right. Well, I think we have coaches, methodologies. I think we have our ideas and we have our customs and the way we do our protocols in order to get the players in the highest performance mode possible. And we all do that. And I know the players do that as well, but they're human beings. And that day, after the 20th minute in the first half, our energy changed. I think we have the same intensity. Not that we want it, but we can accuse too many things. But we already discussed it internally. We absorb it because we agree all with the players that we lost energy, and Kansas had more energy in those moments. But has not something that is common in our team. So we were during the week making sure that we're ready for this one game, and that doesn't happen again. But as I said, this is a human being's sport. You would have to do whatever you can in order to get in the best way possible.
Pretty much she's saying, hey, I laid out the plan. I feel like this is what I'm saying. I laid out the plan, and when it's time to execute the plan, there's a percentage that it works, and there's a percentage in the times that the guys on the field don't wake up the right way in certain key positions, and then we lose the game. So in a way, he's just to summarize, he's saying, we're inconsistent. I just, that's how I take it. I don't know how you take his words, Paola, Oscar's words.
There's no other way to say it. Like you said it completely. Like he has a plan, but he cannot control how the players are gonna play, right? He's gonna encourage them, motivate them, but at the end of the day, the players have accountability as well. It's a 50-50 performance, or even more, right? But yeah, I agree with you, Luis. Like and you're not putting words on his mouth. He just said it. Like the plan is here, but we see in the field a different thing.
They're saying, they're human beings, I mean, they're human
not
beings.
Robots. Exactly.
This is a human being sport, obviously. But again, right now Orlando City are crucially in 7th place, and we are only 1 point above Toronto, and we're trailed Charlotte, which what's his name? Junior Urso is there, trailing Charlotte, and obviously by Toronto beating Houston, they closed the gap on Orlando City. So it could have been worse, because obviously if Charlotte, they could have still come closer if they would have beat the Red Bulls. So there's 8 games that are left, right? And so the whole shake it off, it's well intended, and I know some of the fan base is frustrated, clearly. It's totally understandable. We've had, I think no one wants to hear about Orlando City news or anything like that. Everybody's loving the Pride right now. I would suggest if you're frustrated, go see the Pride. But this Nashville team comes from. We already beat this Nashville team. We defeated Nashville recently. The last time we beat them was not too long ago. Actually, we went to July 17th. We beat them 3-0 in Nashville. And then from then on, actually, even before that, they lost against Columbus on July the 3rd. They lost against Portland on July the 7th, 4-1. They lost against DC United against Nashville. They lost against Orlando City 3-0 over there at Geodis Park. They lost against Philly in Philly 3-0. They lost against Mazatlan. Those are look how many fingers I got up. They then lost again against New England. They lost both Leagues Cup games. Then they lost against Austin. They come from an eight games losing, like the whole July and August. June, July, and August, it's all L's for Nashville. So we need to capitalize on that. We need to capitalize on that. Now, they're coming, and that's why I have him in right now, right here. If you're listening, we have their latest lineup. So clearly, we're facing Walker Zimmerman, Shaq Moore, and Lovitz would have been pretty dangerous for Orlando City. From this lineup, Paola, from starters, who do you think it's the most dangerous? That we need to definitely watch out for. Who would you say? It's going to be tough to contain, or what are your first
Everybody.
thoughts on
I'm
that?
just kidding. No, Mukhtar for sure. Schavelberg is the second one that we need to make sure that he doesn't touch the ball, right? Or get into the tread to make us a goal. I will say who's the other one? I don't know how to pronounce this. Number 19, Moyle.
Mhm.
That's the
Moyle,
other one.
yeah.
Moyle. Yep. Those three for me are the most consistent with Nashville right now. And then Lovitz, for some reason, he's a pain in our back every time that he's with Orlando City. He likes to foul a lot. But in the attacking side, I will make sure that Mukhtar, Schaffelberg, Moyle, and Surridge doesn't get the ball, because they could be dangerous. Even though that the form tells the opposite, I don't want to be that team to get them the green light to score on us or get them the 3 points. I don't know if you agree.
No, I mean, look, yeah, for sure. I mean, I think we should not underestimate this team. I mean, they have Walker Zimmerman, which is a leader right there. They have a leader. They have a voice there. I feel like sometimes Orlando gets lost in translation. They don't have a leader sometimes, or if there is, it needs to be more vocal. Shaq Moore, former national team as well. Zimmerman, national team. Also, Moyle, always played great against Orlando, scored against Orlando many times. Hani Mukhtar. And the thing is, Hani Mukhtar, they are a team that gets dispossessed pretty easily. So I'm going to give you some data here. Against Austin, which they lost 2-0, they had only 59% of possession.
Austin, you mean? Or Nashville?
No, Nashville.
Oh, Nashville.
Yeah, Nashville had 59% possession of the ball against 41% of Austin. Now, why is this key? Because they're a team that holds possession very well, and that matches evenly with Orlando. The problem is that they only got 14 passes into the box. So they only got 14 passes in Austin's box, and literally zero conversion. So they're a team, like if we are suffering right now converting goals, and a lot of people feel like we're suffering converting goals, they are worst. Now, one thing that I do have to say is that they are just like we are. They look for that hold up in possession. They love to play the possession style because obviously of how their players in attack are. You have Schaffelberg, you have also, what's his name? Hani Mukhtar, you got Surridge, you got Moyle. So now, one of their best players, so one of their starters, it's gonna not play against us, against Orlando. And I know that that's something you also wanted to talk about, Paola. Jasbek, Patrick Jasbek is been found suspended for 2 matches for violating the league's non-discrimination policy. Last game against their last game against he'll be required to participate in a restorative practice program. So community service, all of that. I don't know what he said, honestly. I really don't want to repeat what he said, but it probably was pretty bad. Now we could see Aníbal Godoy instead of him. Panamanian national team, veteran. Like they got the players to cover his spot, right? So I will still be looking. I will not celebrate, him being gone. I would take it with a grain of salt. The last head-to-head that we had was on July the 17th, and we beat them 0-3 at GOD Spark. Now, July for us was tremendous. I mean, I already mentioned July for the Lions was tremendous. I mean, talking about six games, 16 goals. Over it was the highest margin of shots on target, 40% shots on target. So it looked like we were getting excited. We're gonna start singing the muchacho song, right? Right. No, I'm not gonna sing it because then people get mad. But like we started getting like oh man, these are things that are progressing, right? But then you hit August, and then it's like they pop the balloon, right? So we need more consistency. Now, what do you think about what are some things you feel, Paola, we should do to definitely beat Nashville? What do you think? Some things that you will like?
Score first in the 15 minutes. Like, let's go ahead and make at least one goal so we can have that advantage, but don't park the bus, like keep the consistency throughout the game and just hold that front for Nashville. I know that Willis is a type of goalkeeper for me that he always, like, when he comes here to Orlando, it's one of his best games. Like, I don't know what's this team. Every time that they come to Orlando, like Willis is like, oh, stopping everything. So I will say get into their minds of scoring first, but not hold the fort. Like, no, don't park the bus. Like, keep going, keep that momentum. Don't feel confident that we're gonna win the 3 points out of the 15 minutes that if we score. And we have talked about this. If Orlando score in the first 15 or in the first half, the second half is gonna be a good second half. It's not gonna be like the stress typical Orlando City Cardi cats, how would you say it? Cardi cats, yeah. So I would say, my opinion, let's score first and get in their minds, because sports in general is mentally too. Like, it's super mental. You can be you can be losing, or you can be winning, and don't be that confident that you're gonna win. Like, you have to be 50-50. So for me, score in the 15 minutes, first 15 minutes, or in the first half, and then we're gonna be fine.
Yeah, we need to solidify and hone down our position and go through the playoffs straight through. I think that's at least the expectations that I'm sure the club has. Get into the playoffs and then go into a run. But we're not going to get into a run, if our fan base feels that our July form was just a mirror image, on a puddle, right? That it was just a spirit bomb from Goku, right? That it was just bloof, unicorns and rainbows. It was just something. It was just a hot streak, and then the rest of our season is caca, right? So, I think the example of 2023 needs to start in this game. It should have started against KC, but you got one bad day at the office. But then I feel like moving forward, all these home games that they're getting, these are blueprints and opportunities for them to avoid any sort of regression or meddling into maybe not getting into the playoffs. Now, I feel like right now we're poised to go to playoffs. I still believe that we're definitely going to go to playoffs. But, if we continue not scoring, if we continue being inconsistent, if the players continue being inconsistent, it's going to be tough, right? Now 3 straight home games are coming up. We've had in the beginning of the year a civil war within the fan base. Now in July we all hugged. What's up, bro? Yeah. And then, everything was great. We need to go back to that. We need to stay united, win games for the fans, make them happy, and forget about what happened in KC. No, for what we could see in the footage from that's on our Twitter and it's on our TikTok and on our YouTube, on our Instagram, the players look motivated, to make it right and to set the record straight. So I think that's one thing that fans need to definitely look forward to. Obviously, if they don't deliver, fans are going to speak out. If fans are going to speak out, and with all due respect, I think they should speak out because, they expected better from their team. So, what else I could say about this game coming up? Just watch out for Hani Mukhtar, Moyle of the set piece. That's another thing that I wrote down here. We need to have. I don't know if you feel the same, Paola. I feel when our wings, so you're talking about our left back and our right back and our left wing and right wingers are not having a good day, it feels like it trickles down into us not
Everything
having a win.
collapse. Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's like the midfield too, like the 2 pivots. If they're not clicking, the rest of the team is gonna have a hard time playing together. So I agree 100% with you, Luis.
Yeah. Another thing is, Mukhtar, following close, Mukhtar falling, trying to look for a foul. That's another thing that we need to watch out for. He's known to throw himself into situations that get a set piece that he could hit a free kick, and he scored amazing goals through a free kick. Set piece chance for Nashville, Moyle with the header. It has happened before. So they also have Walker Zimmerman. He scored in the Olympics of a set piece too. So they got some players, right, Paola?
Trying to unmute me. I'm telling you, there's something about this team that comes here and they want to prove something. So even Zimmerman, that he hasn't been consistent with the team, with Nashville team, he could score. So I'm just letting the team know and the people know that this is an important, huge game for us on Saturday. There's no excuse, and they need to go and treat this game as a playoff game, in my opinion.
Yeah, I mean, we're going into tough games. It's a tough schedule for the Lions, but you know, we gotta support them. That's the team that we have. That's the team of our city, and we need to be there supporting them. Orlando City, Nashville, and then we're playing against New England, which New England is, if not bottom of the league, they're pretty close.
I can
Hold on.
confirm. Let me look that
Yeah,
one
they
second.
are. Yep,
Keep going.
they're. No, they're not. They're 12. So they're
Oh, they're
20.
12.
Yeah, the 26 points. So again, those are games that Orlando needs to score and win and make the fans happy. These are two games that they could rekindle their relationship with the fan base, and also it will boost them to go and then against Charlotte, which is a newest rival that has been giving us a lot of trouble, and get 3 back-to-back wins at home, man. I mean, those are, August 31st, Nashville, September the 14th, New England, after the international break. And then you have Orlando City, Charlotte on September 18th. So,
3
those
games that are doable, Luis.
Yeah,
we can beat them.
I feel Charlotte it's probably the team. I mean, I think New England gave us problems too because their win backs are really good. But Charlotte was also, I mean, it's been the team that has given us the most issues lately. Yeah, but I mean, Orlando has the team, has the coach, has the city, they're going to be at home. So just imagine the catastrophe is going to be, just to be a negative Nancy, knock on wood. What would happen if we lose all those 3 games, Paul? If Orlando loses all those 3 games?
We're not going to go to a playoff, technically. I think.
Exactly.
So,
I mean, people are going to start, chaining themselves outside gate D. You know what I mean? They're gonna LPO putting a new video out. Freaking
and
5
people
views.
outside of gate.
Fucking 5 views. I'm gonna walk past people by the stand. They're gonna be like, "Oh, whatever, man. Get out of there." So, but no, like, I mean, all jokes aside, I mean, it is imperative, and I think a must, and not to exaggerate, that Orlando gets 3 back-to-back wins, and then you go to slay the beast. And the beast this year is Columbus.
Yep.
I think you and I, Paula, I don't know, what do you think? What are your thoughts of Columbus? To me, they're the best team in the league.
Right now,
In the country.
I can see Columbus getting a repeat in the MLS Cup.
Exactly.
I can see them.
With 3 back-to-back wins, and I know every single player is going to agree with me if they're listening. Go to slay the beast. September 21st is my actual sister's birthday that day, so it'll be a great birthday present, right? Imagine going to Columbus after 3 back-to-back wins to boom, lay an uppercut to Columbus Crew. Now, obviously, I'm just right now like smoking, right now, obviously, we need to go baby steps. But, I think those 3 games at home with our people right there at the stands, the fans chanting Orlando City, chanting La Grande Victoria, right, Paola? That should be the catalyst, the catapult of the next games coming up that are going to be pretty tough for Orlando. Then after Columbus, you got, look at that, Paula. You got Dallas. We're going to face Rouen again.
Yes, that's true. That's true.
right? And then Philly and Orlando, and and Cincy, and then Atlanta, right? So it doesn't get any easier for us after Columbus, right? So I don't know. What do you think about Orlando City's schedule?
It's crazy after after that break that we had, but it is what it is. They need to step up as a team, and we need to grab as many points as possible, because when we had our chance of a easy game, we didn't capitalize and take all the 3 points. But if we are the team to go to the playoff and be a contender for that MLS Cup, this is the time to prove to the league that we are Orlando City, and we need to win. Not all of them, right? But we need to grab as many points as possible and not waste the opportunities to grab the 3 points. But
Yeah,
um it's a difficult time of the year, because everybody's like trying to fight for points to get
right.
into the playoff, because right now the east side is super tight.
Competitive.
It's competitive.
Yeah.
So I don't see even New England or New England being on number 12 in the table. I don't see them. Oh yeah, you can grab the 3 points. We're not gonna play as New England. They're gonna be everybody here right now, and this screenshot that you're sharing is gonna be a headache for
Uh,
us.
Obviously, I'm not downplaying. I will never downplay any team
Hmm.
the Orlando faces. Neither neither the U.S. men's national team. I don't downplay any teams, because football, you never know what could happen in football, in soccer, right? So you know, but these three upcoming games are teams that we should, and we have the roster
To beat them. Yep.
and the fan base and the city and the stadium and everything on everything to take that leap. Now, obviously, our form is horrendous right now. I mean, like I said, 1 goal in August, you know, 16 in July, right? So we need to go back to that. And what Colin says right here, Colin OCSC, thank you so much, says September 14, 18, and 21 is a crazy schedule. Correct. And out of those games, I mean, we have the depth too, but I guess we take a little longer to put some of these players up. Like, where's Sukata? I don't know. What do you think about that? Sukata, Luca. Luca's killing it at OCB.
Yep.
And then the last game against KC is like, our wingbacks were just, so New England, Charlotte, and then the Beast, right? Columbus, Brock
The
Lesnar,
beast. No.
the Beast incarnate, the Brock Lesnar of the MLS,
Do
Columbus
you
Crew,
do you watch House of Dragon?
of
Do you
course,
uh, do you think that Columbus Crew is Vagar?
for sure. Yes, that's a great analogy. Yeah, Columbus Crew. I mean, they're a phenomenal a phenomenal team. Mad respect for them on that. I mean, but I mean, what it would mean. Look. I think the fans deserve it after a really bad beginning of the season. For them to go 3 games back to back at home, I think a lot of the fans that go to watch the games religiously are gonna be like, yeah, I love Orlando. I think they're ready to turn the page, and I think even though Colin says it's a crazy schedule, which I do believe the same thing as him, they gotta pucker up, Charlie, man. They gotta put some
Hmm.
lipstick on, and they gotta go work. They gotta go work. They gotta go work. They gotta go and do it, because it's their job. Jeffrey O, ICOC winning all of them. It has to happen. It says, I will love that for sure. I will love for that to happen. But we have to be realistic too. We're probably gonna have some. Hopefully, I mean, if we go and win all of them, it'll be
Fantastic.
yeah. but obviously, we're probably gonna have some L's. I believe we can maybe take an L against Columbus and Cincinnati. And if Philly, we've had our wins against Philly and we had our losses against Philly. There's been wins that we've won without maybe deserving to win. We've had wins that they've won without they deserving to win. So it's been back to back. I still feel it is a winnable game. I'll be honest with you. I feel Dallas is going to be a little tougher, in my opinion. That's just the way I feel. I know not a lot of people may agree, but we'll see. I mean, Orlando right now, these 3 games at home are going to be vital. Are going to be what is going to tell fans, am I renewing my season membership? You know what I mean? I mean, sorry to put it that way. It's hard to put it that way, but Danny Man 373 on Instagram. Thank you so much for watching. Says, I think we could do it. Yeah, I mean, I believe so. I want to stay positive, but also, I think now we they gotta put a pep in their step, especially after the last game. I mean, the last game was just, I mean, it was crazy. Kim Scott 1120. Thank you so much, Miss Kim. Appreciate it. Marisabel Otero. Thank you, Marisabel. Muchas gracias. Says 305 Canes for life 305. Thank you so much. Oh girl, what's your sign? Says thank you for watching us on Instagram. Appreciate that. Now let's do the lineup, because I feel like this is something that we gotta do the lineup. I have I have some ideas. I mean, I know, again, I'm not a coach, but I can certainly we can certainly assess it and discuss and debate about it.
Let's do it.
Who's gonna be on your as your keeper, Paola?
El Pulpo. Come on.
Yeah.
Otero.
Okay. It's okay. We can put Otero right
No,
there.
Galese.
There you go. So your back 4.
I would say let's go with Dagger.
Yeah, I mean, hold on, let me.
I wish Orlando would have gone for a left back or a right back in this window, but
Well, I mean, yeah, I mean, I think we're gonna see the 3, the 3 Vikings right now.
I wanted to see Sergio Roberto coming too.
Sergio Roberto coming to Orlando. I mean,
I wish, man. He got a new team. I don't remember where it is, but I was hoping.
I think he's in Turkey or something, right? He's
Turkey, something like that. Yeah, I don't remember.
He's in some. Yeah, so it's gonna be Thorhallsson, Brekalo, and Jensen. So I think we agree with that, right?
100%.
Yeah. So Brekalo. Yeah, Dagger and Robin, right?
Johnson.
Which I have a feeling that he's going to score of a set piece. I don't know.
You think he has that?
I had a dream, man. I had a dream that
you had a dream.
Like the picture that's in our if you look at on our X post, or if you look at our Instagram, the actual thumbnail that we did it has Jensen with his arms open like that. I had a dream of being in an Orlando City game and then seeing Jensen celebrate. I'm not joking, with his arms up like that. So
he's gonna score in a set piece of a corner.
Maybe
corner,
maybe to the death or something. But I mean, it was, and so that's the reason why I put him on the. Because I found that picture is from another game. It's not from the last game, obviously. But,
I mean,
yeah. Hopefully,
I bet that he has that hunger to score and to win. So
yeah, for sure. Now on your left back. Now here's who do you think it should be the left back?
I would put Smith, to be honest. I'm not being a lately fan of Santos.
Santos. Okay.
I don't know if you agree or not.
Let me disagree.
Vale.
No. if if we if so if we're gonna be thinking of who do we have on the roster to play the left back position, clearly Kyle Smith is probably on the top priority, right?
Mhm.
This is a game in which we gotta play. You know, they dominate possession as well, and they know how to attack. It's just that they're not finishing, so they have um, a bad situation now. With that being said, I feel like Santos can go in the attack and attack really well sometimes when those massive crosses from the left, and then but then when coming back is like he's not in position. So tactically you need, I feel, a left back that it's able to not only um have that back and forth, like in those crosses that Santos may have, and that presence on the flank, but also being able to defend, because they got Mukhtar, they got Moyle, they're gonna have Anibal Godoy more than likely, and so they have Schaffelberg on that side. So I feel, I don't know. Again, I've been, every time I get the communications from OCB, I see a picture of Luca Petrasso. The last few games, I've seen a picture of Luca Petrasso. So
That's true. I forgot about Luca.
So, gee damn, I think we should put Luca, man. Left back Luca. Let's do it. I think he's looked so good against OCB. He had a first team contract. He played in Italy. He's gotten in shape with OCB. He's right now hot, and I
I
think
forgot about the
maybe
poor guy, man.
I
I
think
forgot that Petrazo was back.
yeah, I think so Kyle Smith is a left back that both left. I mean, look, both backs are great backs, but Kyle, it's, I feel like more of like he just needs to stay in position, and when he tries to go up into the field and try to do what Santos does, it doesn't work. Also the speed and things like that, it's just, I think has had some tough games playing in that position this year, and also in Santos also. And with Santos, it's because his boom and his explosion as a left back, it's been here in Orlando City. In Brazil, he barely played any minutes. So I think a change, in my opinion, is needed in this position. And
I
I think,
agree.
if we're gonna be talking about Duncan getting a chance, I don't know. I feel like Luca could
And Luca,
definitely get a chance
when
too.
he came in the last game, I guess against Atletico, if I'm not San Luis, he
Uh-huh.
made pretty damn crosses to
Yeah,
the
yeah.
box.
I mean, right now,
And we saw him improve, and then with OCB getting an assist, I think it's a fair chance to Luca step up and fulfill that position.
yeah, and not only that, it's like, let me tell you something. We're talking about, oh yeah, we're OCB for life, man, for life. But when are we gonna put those kids? When are we gonna put these kids? If we are a team that's tapping into OCB and we're giving them those first team contracts, when are they gonna show what they can do? And so in this scenario against Nashville, which is a team that it's right now not doing so great, but obviously they hold up possession pretty well. They have a player that shined, like, with Team Canada in Copa America, like Schaffelberg on that side. I think Luca, give him he could go. He could go for it. I don't know. And so would you? So let me put the Smith, and then let me put here Petrasso.
Slash Petrazo.
Right. Then obviously our double pivot, right? Because it's been the
It's
signature
crucial.
of Orlando. It's been the signature of Orlando City. The past few seasons, it's what got us into the U.S. Open Cup final. And Wilder. We need to see a better game from Cesar Araujo as well. And Wilder, I think after this game, I think he plays the one against New England, I believe. Hold on, when does Peru play? Peru versus Colombia. Peru plays September 6th. So after this game,
they're heading
after
back.
after this game, I do want to say Galese and Cartagena are going to international competition. I don't know. I don't think Facundo is being called up, but I know
I
for a
heard
fact.
something that he was like in the reserve list or something like that.
Okay, so they sent the list to the club. Now Gales and Cartagena are definitely going to be. They're already being called up, according to Peruvian media. So you're talking about Peru against Colombia on September the 6th. And then Peru is also playing against Ecuador. Oh man, Peru is gonna get back-to-back L's, man. I feel so bad. Because Colombia's flying, man. CONMEBOL qualifiers. I'm trying to see when is that. So Peru, Colombia, September 6th, and then Ecuador, Peru is September the 10th, 4 days later. So yeah, so he will be back by the game against New England. So there's no worry for you guys to worry about. Hey, is Wilder and Galese going to be gone? For the next Orlando City game, which will be the 14th, he should be back with the team already. So now I do want to give some information about the national team of Peru, because I cover also them, just as a breaking news real quick. Where is this? There you go. It's an amazing. It's amazing. Amazing song right there. There you go. So Peru is going to use a 3-back system with 2 wing backs, but they're going to use against Colombia the double pivot in the middle. So Wilder is going to be a possible starter with Renato Tapia. Wilder and Renato Tapia are going to be playing. So Tapia is going to play against, instead of Araujo, and then Gales is definitely going to start. Now, this is a really big MLS infused national team because they have also Abram from Atlanta, but they're all going to go to the bench. But the 2 Lions are going to be starts against Colombia. Now against Ecuador, now Wilder is with, and again I'm going to say this because if Wilder gets a yellow card against Colombia, he's going to be flying back to Orlando. I'm saying it right now.
He has accumulation already?
He has yellow card accumulation. So if he gets a yellow card against Colombia, he's flying back to Orlando because he can play against Ecuador.
And what do you think is going to happen? He's going to get a yellow card.
Probably.
Yeah. Colombia is his. Colombia
right now. Colombia right now is one of the best teams in South America right now. So you're talking about to me. I think Colombia is better than Brazil right now. To me, I think it's Argentina, Uruguay, and Colombia. It's those 3, and then Brazil at the bottom. Because they're Brazil. But anyways, that's just my opinion. So Wilder and Gales are going to be pretty much starters, and if Wilder gets a yellow card against Colombia, he'll be flying back to Orlando because there's no point of him traveling all the way to Quito and then traveling all the way back to Lima, and it's just a mess. And then altitude, and he's just gonna go back to his family in Orlando. Cesar Araujo, Wilder, Cartagena. Now, who would you put as your 10 based on the last game, Paul?
Bam, bam, bam. Let's see. I will put as a 10. I will stick with Ojeda, even though that he didn't have a good game. I can see Nico coming in for Ojeda on this one,
Oh,
but
so you're gonna keep Ojeda there?
yeah, I'm gonna keep Ojeda.
Okay. So we have another
Conflict.
difference of opinion. Now,
Who you put?
now, to me, we're gonna be facing Moyle, Mukhtar, the whole possession. I think Ojeda's last couple games have been really not impressive, and I would like to see him go back into. Here comes Ojeda with fresh legs, minute 65 of the second half.
Fair.
And so, to me, I would put somebody that's able to hold down and mark down Mukhtar a little closer, so he's not able to create and have the spaces, as well as maybe Schaffelberg, because he likes to cut in too. And I will put Lodeiro right here.
Nico.
And
Yeah, that's what I thought.
and then so it would be Wilder, Araujo, and Lodeiro, and then Ojeda will come in the second half. And then, because I'll be honest with you, I mean, do you really believe that Oscar is going to change his win backs? Do you think he's going to bench Facu? He's going to bench Angulo? There's no way.
No way. No way.
Now, Angulo had a horrible game against KC, and again,
I think that's the first time that I seen Angulo have a bad game.
You're completely right. When's the last time, Paola, he had a terrible game?
Since he got here, never.
You know what I mean? I think, and I know when I'm saying, a lot of people are gonna take it, but it's his job, but that's what Oscar said. They're human beings.
They're humans, yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, maybe that day, he got a ticket, a red light ticket. Maybe, maybe the neighbor ran over his mailbox, maybe the dog got loose, maybe his daughter spilled water into his laptop. It's just,
Okay.
and I think for him, I could understand, but I think he's been, he's created attacking plays back and forth consistently. So I will definitely, I think Oscar's going to stick with, you do believe he's going to stick with Angulo and Facu?
Yeah. There's no way. Like, that's those two, and Cesar and Cartagena has been the most consistent in the lineup.
Yeah, plus it's weird because Facu's a left foot, and he could play in the left, but he doesn't. I feel like he doesn't feel comfortable playing the left in a way because he likes to cut in.
That's why they switch all the time.
Right. So yeah. So we got Facu and Angulo, and now here, who do you put as your number 9?
Duncan Maguire.
Yeah. I think this time, and I mean, look, Ramiro Enrique, phenomenal player, un jugador impresionante. I want to give kudos y quiero mandarle un gran saludo a la gente de Banfield. They also watch the pod, people from Banfield, his former team. They watch the pod, so thank you so much. Gracias por ver el programa. But I'm telling you, like, I think that's the competition that this attack needs to be brewed. And I think that Duncan, because of the whole contract, and also because Duncan, when given the chance, he's gotten hot, and I think he needs to go back to that form. Especially, we're really going to be competing against all those, back-to-back games that we have, especially in September. I think Duncan should get the start in this game, and then in the second half, boom, you got Ramiro, fresh legs, and another magical moment. I don't know. What are your thoughts?
It's his time. He hasn't scored in a while, and I know that he has that fuel to come in and score goals on Saturday. I know he's gonna do it.
Yep. So our lineup here for everybody listening, thank you so much, is Galese right up top as your goalkeeper. You got your 4 backline of Dagerden, Thorhalsen, Brekalo, Jensen, and for Paola will be Kyle Smith. For me, it will be Luca Petrasso, Cesar Araujo, Wilder Cartagena, and then right in the middle as your 10 for Paola will be Martin Ojeda. For me, it would be Nico Lodero. And then on the left wing will be Rivan Angulo. On the right wing, Facundo Torres. And right up top, it will be the Holland of the Heartland, which we need to say that more often. The Holland of the Heartland, Duncan Maguire. Boom. And then obviously coming as a substitution, more than likely Ramiro Enrique at some point. Or you can even take Angulo out and put Ramiro right there on the left.
I agree. I want to see. I want to see that combination, Duncan and Ramiro, more often.
Yeah. So that will be the lineup. So it's gonna be a must-win game, guys. I mean, in front of our fans. Fans are back from the little break for Leagues Cup, and and it's gonna be great to see everyone. And we need to support the boys and make them feel like we got their back, and they're gonna be playing on their best of their ability. So Paula, anything else you want to add? We have some comments real quick here. Alfredo from Ladre el Fútbol says, señor, mañana campeona Alianza Femenino. Arriba Alianza, Alfredo. Alianza Lima, which is my team from Peru, their women's team is in the final of the Peruvian Women's League, and they're about to become champs, and so that's what he was saying. That Danny _man 373 says, do you think Maguire will play first half? I think Maguire will start. I would be really surprised if Oscar doesn't start him in this game. I mean, we've seen him a lot in the footage for the training. So I mean, tie 1 and tie 2 and 2 together, and so Paula, anything you want to add to the 50 people that are watching us right now?
Come to the game on Saturday. The boys need you after those 2 Leagues Cup that they didn't like. They were fans, but I know that we can do better. So I know that they're super excited to be back at home and support the team in the goods and the bads. They need us. And I'm going to be there. So this is the best moment to go and support them so they can provide us the 3 points on Saturday. So come. Thank you for supporting us, OPO, and don't forget to subscribe to the channel.
Yep. And before we go, we're going to do some rapid fire real quick. Orlando City and Orlando Pride, they teamed up and they did a Stuff the Truck school supply drive at the Stonewick Elementary School. Kingston was there, looking sharp, and they were making, giving back to the community, which is fantastic. So McKinley Cronin was there from Orlando Prime, Mega Montefusco. So phenomenal to see how they're making a difference in the community. So kudos to the clubs, kudos to communications there as well. So phenomenal. Also, obviously, unfortunate news with OCB. They lost 5-2 against New York City FC 2. There was the first time that the Young Lions lost against New York City FC 2. So, again, John Solis playing phenomenal. Thomas Williams there. Colin Gusk, man, great to see him there. Also, Luca Petrasso, in most of the pictures right there, you see Luca. So that's what I'm saying, man. Luca's ready to go, man. And then, Shaq Muhammad as well, so these are players that are the future of the club. So, it happens. It's a 5-2 decision. So also, I do want to add the MLS Next. So the academies. So if you have families, if you have friends, or even your child, if you're listening to this or you're watching this, they're in the academies. The path to pro. We released some of the things that the MLS Next is going to have next season for the pathway to become pro player pathway. MLS academies, youth 15s, U17s, U13s. So check it out. It's on an Instagram. We have a picture here of Colin Gusk. He was part of the MLS Next All-Star game. He was actually representing Orlando City. So that's fantastic. So you can just check it out. All the information right here on our Instagram. Before we go, I wanted to thank everybody. I want to thank Paola, John as well. I know that he's a little busy, but he's probably going to be listening or watching this later. To all of you, thank you so much for sticking around with us. About 50 people live right now. And as always, we have back-to-back soccer. Orlando City this Saturday, Orlando Pride on Sunday. Are you going to be going to both, Paola?
No, just only one, but I'm gonna be paying attention to the Pride. I love how the Pride are playing. Man. So
yeah, the Pride just got a new sponsor too, Publix, right? So another sponsor for the Pride. So anyways, we'll be back on Monday with more Louder and Pride Orlando. And as always, vamos Orlando.
Vamos, Orlando.
Take care, guys.